Welcome to this edition of the Phil Taylor Jones Show. We're happy to have you with us as always. Today's focus is going to be on the never-ending story regarding Donald Trump. Seems like every day there's some kind of new revelation. So let's jump into this business right now. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, your host. I just want to read to you a little something that came to us actually by way of our good friend Liz Mason, who wanted us to kind of chime in on this crazy, totally nutty thing that's going on. You remember Jeb Bush, who was a presidential candidate in this 2016 decision? Well, he dropped out, as you well know, but he may be gone, but not necessarily forgotten, because all of the GOP presidential candidates are over there in Florida, because there's going to be a debate tonight, and there's also going to be voting there on Tuesday, the second part of Super Tuesday. Well, it seems that Mr. Bush, gone but not forgotten, is going to meet with every remaining GOP presidential candidate. Oh, maybe I should correct myself. Everyone except Trump. And he's going to hold all kinds of little meetings all over Florida and in 10 various sections. But let's go back to this. We know that Marco Rubio and Rafael Cruz and John Kasich are still very much in the race. Why, I don't know, but they're there. Now, the two primo Latinos we know have been very shall we say, flamboyant about taking down the Donald. Kasich, I think his nastiness is a little more covert, but he probably is just as nasty. Now, Bush has already met with Kasich. He's going to meet with the other ones today before the debates. Now, it seems to be a nasty thing going around in the GOP. We know the Democrats don't care for Trump, or any Republican for that matter. But there is this mad push to bring down the Trump man. And it's bordering on psychotic. It really is. Let me just pull up a little something for you. And psychotic. To deal with the unreal, insane, and very much demented. If you look at what these people have done, there has been so much craziness. I mean, they're crazy, mad, insane, trying to get rid of this man. Jealousy, because they've got to scrounge money from super PACs and all this kind of thing to get where they are. He's funding his own campaign. They're afraid because he's going to go in there and change the establishment. He's going to literally tear their playhouses down. He's going to go in there and make a difference, something that hasn't taken place in this country in quite a long time. He is against the status quo, and that's what makes them afraid to their very core. So now, Jeb has come out of the mothballs to do what? What's he going to possibly do? But try to, find a way to help them derail Trump. Now, Rubio, who is losing to Trump very largely in his own state, doesn't necessarily want Bush's help. And then there are others that say, well, maybe it would give him a little boost. Mr. Rafael Cruz feels he doesn't need Bush's help because now he has snarly Fiorina in his court. And he figures, that's pretty much all he needs. Kasich, well, he's on the fence, because he's not doing so well in his home state either. Why they are doing this is more than evident. People like Mitch McConnell and this Paul Ryan and all these other old creeps don't want the Donald in there because they can't control him. They can't control him financially. They surely can't control what comes out of his mouth. They can't control him because of political correctness. They just can't control the guy. And the American people want him. That's the main thing. Now, whether they plan to do something further, demented to do something to this man, I don't know. I actually fear for his safety now. Because I know this political monster, this political machine can be very devious. It can be very deadly. And these people will stop at nothing. They're animals. Animals. And this man is actually trying to help people. He's heard the cries. He's seen it. He's a man of the world. He knows what's going on and wants to do something about it. See, there's a difference between knowing about something and then doing something about what you know. And that's where the Trump man comes in. See, they want to acknowledge the problem, the GOP and the Democrats. They want to acknowledge a problem, but they want to either slowly, and I mean at a glacial pace, try to take care of it, so that will, constantly bring money in so they can skirt some of their way, or they just don't do anything about the problem at all. Well, we know that Donald does get things done. I mean, look all around the world. Trump's name is on everything, from golf courses to hotels to you name it, Trump's name is on it. So he does things. He gets things done. That's how he makes money. If he doesn't get anything done, then he wouldn't be a billionaire. And they're afraid of that because they can't hide behind this good old boys society by which, oh, well, yeah, we're working on that. We're looking into that, and nothing ever gets done. I don't know what Jeb Bush is going to do with his meetings with them, but it can either work for him or against him. And I'm thinking it's going to be against him because he's nobody. He's like Mitt Romney. He's irrelevant. He's who cares about him anymore? He's not a contender. He's not even governor. Probably half of the people in Florida don't even remember who he is. He was governor so long ago. So he's not relevant. The only thing he's trying to do is, stir up a bunch of trouble. And shame on you, Jeb Bush. You're showing what a tush you really are. It's just sour grapes. Nobody wanted you, so now you're going to come in and you're going to, since nobody wanted to play with my marbles, I'm going to come in and kick everybody else's marbles away so nobody can play. Nyeh. How childish for a 64-year-old person or however old you are. You should be ashamed of yourself. Your mommy should spank your little butt. Barbara, get the hickory switch to little Jebby and then put him to bed and give him his little milk and crackers, cookies, so that you can pacify the little baby boy. I mean, good Lord, man, when do you grow up and start acting like a man? They didn't want you. You weren't talking to the people. You were talking at them, and that's why they didn't want you. GOP, you psychotic bastards need to wake up and smell the coffee. You claim you want the White House. The Trump man is on his way there, so push him forward. Forget about your status quo and your mainstream politics, because it's gotten us nowhere. Look at the Democrats and Slithery Clinton. This woman has thousands. Up in the thousand, I think it's like 1,400 or something, to 1,200 delegates. She's almost there. And look at all the crookedness that she embodies with these super delegates and all of this kind of crapola. And every time she opens her mouth, she's up, oh bastard, spleen. She's probably tasting his brain by now. She is so far into him, she's about to disappear. That's what you want in the White House, GOP? Because that's what you're going to get if you don't get smart and start supporting Donald Trump. I mean, why not want to support the guy? Every time something turns, it's something new. Oh, he's a KKK person. He's got all the people raising their hands like Hitler used to do. Oh, he's Hitler. He's this. You know, you let you guys tell it. He's the reason why the lost city of Atlantis got lost. Are you going to blame the guy for everything? There's a supernova that just flared out. Is Donald Trump, responsible for that too? I think of all of these candidates and knowing how these news whores operate, how they can pick a houndstooth clean. The only presidential candidate that has multiple things about him is Donald Trump. So everybody else is squeaky clean, including Slithery Clinton. They're squeaky clean. Everything you put on him, the man can't sneeze. Oh, Donald Trump sneezed, and there were two boogers. I mean, come on. Why are you, again, so afraid of this man? This one guy. You're scared to death of him. You hound him. You talk about him. You fabricate things about him. You lie on him. I haven't heard the news media say one good thing about Donald Trump. Not one good thing. It's always something bad. I mean, even a broken clock can be right twice a day. But he's not right. He is wrong. He is the devil in the deep blue sea. You shouldn't vote for him. His own party turned against him. Oh, this guy is just bad news. Nothing good about him. Nothing. And we're supposed to believe that. Just like an old adage I used to use with my kids when I was teaching. Human nature dictates that if you tell somebody no, they're going to want it even more. Case in point. When I was a kid, about 349 years ago, our grandmother, Chris and I, used to make the best cookies. And she would put them there, and she would say, now, don't touch those cookies. These are not for you. Don't touch them. And what do you think would happen when she turned it back? Not only would we touch them, we'd eat them. Then she'd bake a plate of them. She'd say, okay, guys, go for it. I made those for you. You can have all you want. Maybe we get one or two. Because the deal was off. It wasn't exciting anymore because, hey, these are yours. You can eat them all up if you want to. Where's the excitement in that? It was, kind of fun to steal. How many of you have ever had mom or grandmom cooking food and you go and steal out of the pot? You're cooking stew or something. You go in there and get yourself a fork. And you dip down there and get a big hunk of meat or some potatoes. And it's burning hot and you're eating it, and then you put the top on, but you make noise, and your mom or grandmother might say, hey, are you down there in the pot? No, not in the pot. Okay, it's fun. It's fun to go against the grain. So the same thing is going to happen with the Trump man. So, Jeb, you can do your best or do your worst. And the people that are still for the Trump man are going to be even more so because the man speaks truth. He speaks truth. Like I said, you may not want him, but you definitely need him because our country is going to hell real fast. And the more you talk against something, the more people gravitate to it. I mean, even if I didn't, know the things I know about him, I would still be pulling for him. So, well, yeah, I'm pulling for the underdog because you guys don't want him. Why don't you want him? There must be something good about him because wrong is the new right in this country. If he were wrong as two left shoes, everybody would be over there with Trump. Because wrong is the new right. But he's right in things he says. He wants to protect the country by stopping all these derelicts from coming in it. He wants to put a hold on having these Muslims and extremists and possibles coming into the country. Not once did I hear the man said, no, we were banning all of them. They can never come into the country, which would probably been my thing. But he said, no, we need to put a temporary ban until we can properly investigate these people and find out what the hell's going on. Whether they're here to actually get some kind of help or whether they're here to, give us a helping of bombs or, cutting our heads off or what have you. Yeah, he said that he would take the waterboarding further, that we're not, mean enough to these people. I don't blame him. They're chopping off people's heads and then blowing people away, 14 here in the United States, in California, and, so many hundreds over there in France and other places. They're not nice people, so I don't blame him. What, are we supposed to throw bonbons at them and play hippity-hop at the barber shop? These are dangerous people, yes. Get rid of them. I mean, a lot of things he says makes perfect sense. But to today's foreign-washed Americans, they down the man. They impugn his character. They defame him. You're that foreign-washed that you would take the word of foreigners against your own American son. And that's really one of the reasons our country is in such a bad shape. You can't say anything. You got to kiss so much butt to be president. That's why I could never do it. And I'm not kissing nobody's butt. I've kicked a many, but I have yet to kiss one. And nothing is that important to me that I'm going to, sell my soul for it. I mean, not that he's sold his soul, but I mean, the guy is taking a lot of hits, and I'm not that nice. I'm telling you. If I believe in something, I believe in it, and I'm not changing. I've had a lot of heated debates about abortion. Don't care. I don't believe in it. I think it's wrong. In fact, I know it's wrong. It's murder. I don't believe in a bunch of foreigners coming over here, taking over the country and pushing us out. I don't believe in that. While our people are on the streets suffering, cold, hungry, outdoors, in the rain, veterans who served this country to the best of their ability, honorably discharged, heroes, warriors out on the streets with a cardboard sign saying, please help me, I'm hungry, I'm a veteran. That should never happen in the greatest country on the face of this earth. Should never happen. We shouldn't have a bunch of foreign crap in this country that we can't depend on, while our American jobs are in foreign countries sending products back made by people that make 65 cents an hour. The crap falls apart before you can take it out of the box. We shouldn't have that. The Trump man wants to do something about it. So let him. What are you afraid of? Even if he gets in there and bombs, it's different from having Democrats in there that have gotten in there and bombed. Slithery Clinton makes proud speeches about her husband, what he did when he got in office. Never does she say that when he took office, he took office with a big financial surplus left by whom? Ronald Reagan. And they frittered it away. Fritter. And then when George W. Bush got in there, he inherited Clinton's mess, couldn't recover, and then he, kind of helped perpetuate the mess. And then O'Bastard got in there, and oh boy, look at the mess he's made. Although, leave it to her and Bernie together, Sanders, he's turned the economy around. Yeah, fat cracker. Yeah, because the boys on Wall Street can now invest $200,000 or $300,000 in some kind of hedge fund or some kind of pork bellies that the economy is better. Well, what about the people down here where we live? How much have you invested lately? Like investing in the grocery store, investing in your car's fuel tank, investing for your children, their clothing, and these high insurances and rental payments, lease payments, and housing payments. Has the economy gotten better for you? She's telling a lie. A lie so big that she probably believes it herself. So yeah, we need a change. We need difference to go on here. Jeb Bush, Mitt Romney, or no. We need somebody to think and work for us. That seems to be the Trump man, because all of these other people are just blowing hot air. And at this time, I'll give the exec a chance to voice his opinion.
Not too much I can think of to say. It's just that if you look at it, we've had too many Democrats already in office. I mean, how many years of Democrats have we had already? About 12, 16, 20, almost.
And too many. You could, in the House, in the Senate, and in the President, it's too many.
And if the whole point is to get a Republican for once, and one is actually doing surprisingly well, been the front runner since the very beginning, except for one small time where Ben Carson passed him up, and then it went back to status quo, then what's the big deal about it? Because you're not going to get your way, you're not going to be able to keep things the way they are, where you're making your own money instead of the Americans making money, which is what it's supposed to be about. I don't understand that, because we don't need anybody like Hillary Clinton, who is delusional, to say, as you alluded to earlier, that Obama had to rescue the economy like he actually did rescue it. If you rescued it, then you could go to the store with $50 and come back with a truckload of groceries instead of one bag full of groceries, And to go against someone that's doing so well defies logic, because you want a Republican in there, but the one that's doing good you don't want in there. And as Rafael Cruz is the second front runner, or second runner-up, I guess you would call it. In my opinion, any of those ones shouldn't even be there in the first place. The rule to be a president is supposed to be an American citizen. I'll go further than that to say it should be a genuine American. If you're an American citizen, but your last name isn't American, like Cruz or Kasich, I guess he's an American.
Kasich,
is he American?
Well, generationally, generationally he probably is, but Kasich is. You can tell he wasn't born in Alabama.
Doesn't sound American. So, with that being said, Hussein Obama rhymes with Osama, like I said plenty of other times. The same name that took down or ordered the Twin Towers to be taken down should have never even happened. It should be a true American with a true last name. So, with that being said, it should have only been Trump, Christie, Fiorina, Carson, and I guess that's it, unless I missed something.
No, Santorum and a lot of other Americans.
Basically, true Americans.
Right.
And that's the way it's really messed up when you don't have an American. Those people shouldn't even be running at all. It should be only Trump now, and I guess that's it. But I guess that's all I can think about that. You need to stop. Every time you look in the media, it's how to stop Trump. Every time you turn around, how to stop Trump. Yeah. It shouldn't be that way. You want a Republican. If you don't like him, tough. At least he's doing a good job. Let him have a chance. And that's all I got to say about that, as Forrest Gump would say.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would expect this from the Democrats because, yeah, it's, like a we-they sort of thing between these two parties. But to have your own party go against you with such a vengeance, like I said, this is bordering on psychotic.
It's supposed to be against the Democrats, not against your own.
And you're going, after this guy with such a vengeance. It's going to make the American people, the ones that are still patriots, that are not foreign washed, sit up and say, why is this happening to this one candidate? Now, we know Slithery, she's in trouble up to her neck bones, but nobody goes after her like that. Nobody. Bernie, together, Sanders, the only thing they have against him is his socialism thing. I believe the guy is pretty much squeaky clean. But I mean, to go after one person with such a vengeance because you can't buy him, he funds his own thing, he runs his own thing, and you're not going to tell him what to say. He says his own thing. He's dangerous to you. Well, that's the kind of danger you need to shake things up, because the further we go down this toilet, the further we go down. And $21 trillion worth of debt when Obama leaves office. I say we need a businessman in there that has business savvy to get things done. And for all of you folks out there, everywhere in this country, but especially you Floridians, please ignore the crappy ads and the crappy rhetoric that you're going to be hearing from now until Tuesday about the Trump man. Think pretty much like a police officer. Why is, everybody after this guy? It's too neat. Oh, he's this, he's that. Well, what are you? And I'm going to tell you something about these news whores who are the worst filth that ever walked this earth. They are filth personified because they'll take a story that has not even been properly investigated and they'll leak it to the public. And if they won't leak it, they'll just deluge it to the public and expect you to believe it. Don't be fooled by these idiots. They're controlled by the Democrats and they want Democrats in there. So anything Republican, they're going to make you think that it's the nastiest, most vile thing on earth. Don't be fooled. Go with your gut. If your gut is telling you the Trump man needs to be there, then follow your gut. Give him your vote. Give him your support. Tell a friend. Tell a friend's friend. Keep it going like a wildfire, like a house on fire. Because we definitely need some kind of change in Washington, D.C. because we can't stand having the doomsday device go in the White House, and we know that is one slithery Clinton. So again, we thank Liz Mason for wanting us to do this. Liz, we hope you have enjoyed this, and you got to check out Liz's channel too. She's got a couple of really nice productions out there regarding the Trump man, so check them out. This lady is a true patriot, and she's very passionate about this nation and wanting it to get back on its feet. And she's very much in the corner of the Trump man, as are we here at the Phil Taylor Jones Show. And with that, we'll say bye-bye, take care, and stay safe.